Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing more Limbus Company, finishing up Canto 1. And no, that's really about it. Hope you enjoy and have a nice day. You know, one of these days when I make it big, I'm just gonna have the starting screen play for like an hour, then just end the stream when it reaches the end. That's when I make it big. Anyway, we are here, back in Canto 1. Boy. Game hasn't even begun yet. We're here. Kara knew the way all along. No, you didn't. Sinclair and I had to steer you from both sides non-stop. Glad that at least you learned how to tell the difference between southeast and northeast, Karan. Also, might turn this down a bit. There we go. So this is the old L Corp. Oh, and I forgot to turn on the actual... Well, that's for the better this time. It was a little loud. This is my first time seeing it with my own eyes, too. It can't have been long since that happened. My goodness, how could a building be in such a derelict state? Just in time for stream? Hell yeah. This is a surprising scene for a rich boy, is it? Cut the chatter. Time to step off. There are people over there. They're from the same office as Miss Yuri. They're experienced explorers who have visited the branches of Elcorp a number of times. Give your greetings. The person on the left is Hopkins, and the one on the right is Aya. Greetings. The red gaze. It's such an honor to meet you. I've heard so many stories of your deeds, and to see you in person. Yeah. Yeah. Or it's just someone named Hopkins? I don't know, they might have really good hops. See the shabby warehouse there? That's where the stairs leading down to the branch facility are. There, Yuri here will be your guide. Yeah. These people have been around a bit. Count on them to handle complications. Should be enough, yeah? As far as I can accompany you, I'll be waiting back at the bus. Wait, what? Early mistake confused me with babysitting forever, Dante. Take a backseat and I will away all alone. Get myself involved, the expedition will be a little too free of challenge when it turn into more of a tour. In other words, you'll have to come back red, black, and blue. More importantly, who the fuck names their child Hopkins? I don't know, a bunny? There's a rabbit team, so... kind of lying people with ulterior motives say, think whatever you want. I've gotten you guides and everything, so do your best down there. Yes, I certainly won't disappoint you, Mr. Red Gaze. Doing my best, I think. Alright, I'll leave you be. The rebellious announcer just pops in and actually no, they're not leaving us be.
관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다. 정화.
일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지. 불길 속으로.
Zero heads, still one.
가까워진다.
Might be a little low. Alright, well, that sure was a fight.
들리지 않네, 심장 고동 소리. 모든 고래. 불로 정화하고
Also,
깨끗한
never
세계를
trust a grade
세워.
8 fixer. I think you've learned this by now.
잠깐 나 좀 보시죠.
Dante, come on with me, please. While the team was busy exchanging greetings, Regalis called me to exclude the place. I tell you in advance they're only grade 8 fixers. Grade 8? So low-rank drudges, errands being their main tasks. Use them for your benefit, but don't rely on them. Can't count on them to deal with anything for us, in other words. Not all know I understood his point. Might be the only one on the bus I can actually converse with. Well, best of luck, Dante. Please pat my shoulder with a bitter smile before slowly making his way back to the bus. I can only talk with the one who can't rebuttal back. Is what Virgilius just said. Like, no shade to the red gaze, not anymore. But that's sad.
공감의 영역은 잘 쓰지 않았던 중인데 일단 먼지를 털어내야 하거든요. 얼얼하지? 정신 못 차릴 개체에게 일격을 가하는데 성공했습니다.
Oh my god, their passes, they healed 1 HP. Whatever am I gonna do?
하겠지만 이 전투가 성공적으로
끝나면
모두의 희생을 기리며 나쁘지 않겠죠.
그렇게 가까워졌다니 허는 맛이 나는군.
I already have so much poise count.
덜 답답한 법이지.
이 또한 지식이 되도록.
Shouldn't trust most fixers? Yeah. You never know when our galleon, this guy, is gonna come up and just tell you to like enter the like or something, and you're gonna have your life ruined because you entered the library. I don't know. Something along those lines.
들리지 않네. 심장 고동 소리. 모든 고래 심장 소리.
And now we go into the branch so I can just module. There we go. So, as you all know, support passives are currently locked to tier 3. So, I can't even... Like, I need to up-tie these guys to even get support passives. So, no, it does not in fact matter who I put on the team. Let's put on, like... you... Like, I'm just... Cause, like, I'm only gonna be using the 3 stars, maybe a pointless student. So let's just do something dumb like that, sure.
점수 준비 끝.
We entered the derelict building of Phlebotomy Corporation. Derelict? Derelict? I don't know. As the light goes dim, the dreadful stench from underground grows stronger. Ugh, the smell, it's awful. I could feel the waste collecting in my lungs. The odor is so intense it winds back to refreshing.
다시 한번
Let me warn you one more last time. If you die here, Dante won't be able to resuscitate you even when the battle is finished. Resuscitate? Get a joke or something. Phew, I can't even tell what kind of stories circulate the city these days. Zeta misunderstood us, but seeing as Foss made no comment on it, I decided not to add my input. The source of this rancid smell were a more pressing concern. They probably died a while ago. Student observation manager. The corpse has reached the stage of active decay. Let's just a bug having a feast over there. Let's just hurry along. Something up, your babe? Are you scared of bugs? No, I'm sure you're more mature than shoving dead bugs in someone's face. Boo. Just in case when put it away. What's so funny about this? I mean, it's hilarious. Who would have thought that you of all people would be scared of these little regulars? Right? Is it that bad? Forget it. You there, stop with your mischief this instant. Do not cause additional concern for our manager. Hold on, this body is still warm. This is a sign of a recent attack. Doing that had cast over Yuri's face clearly after observing the bodies for a minute. Cleared. Not clearly. I might be reading too fast. These aren't our, the Phlebotomy Corporation's employees. But these buried villages are considered pure gold mines now, attracting all sorts looking for riches. Phrases like the lobotomy dream or the enkephalin rush are apparently starting to catch on among figures and syndicates. LDE rush. Got a nice ring to it. I have to say, after keeping quiet for so long, it's such a fearless use of English, not prone to blurring the original meaning. That's what I'm saying. You seem to be talking a lot more than usual, Isan. That reflects strangely? Which, by the way, Isan, he was never really the quiet sort. He only had a shift recently. Not a bad thing to have more lackeys with keen eyes. You keep that up, let us march. Make yourself look like the captain here. I dare say that role belongs to the manager. Just forget my insolence, manager. Frowning as though she was caught off guard, Otis bows to me as she apologizes. No, it's just, Otis is a comedy goldmine, I must say. As the corpse's body parts were morphed in bizarre ways. One had a pair of wings protruding through their intestines, the other had horribly twisted antennae hanging down. Looks kind of similar to the thugs we just ran into just before, don't they? Those bug-headed people? Quiet, a sitting uniform tank goes ahead. Those noted, multiple figures can be seen down the corridor. Uniform? What's all that? Unidentified targets, possibly hostile. One idea across all of our minds. Animatic abnormalities that might be wrong in this facility, as Foss mentioned. Now it might be what those shadowy figures are. You have no choice but to face them. Hey, who goes there? Instead, what we faced was people. It was too early to deem that as fortunate, though. Huh? There were only people around here. They slip past our team at the entrance. The scavengers keep going one after another. Oi, bug buggers. You friends with the bodies back there? Bodies? You bastards didn't... Wait. I don't know where you scum are from, but hear me out a sec. You're from Keflin, aren't you? You're just one floor down, there's a treasure trove which is waiting to be nabbed. Whoever's on that floor is yours. We'll just take what we can here and be on our way. Haha. So you recognize me, huh? The soldier's eyes landed on Gregor's face. Their thin veil of kindness was torn down. Traitorous pissant. He must have been dispatched to the front lines too. Look better than real life without all those flyers, right? Not the cheeky crap. I'm disgusted that I once saluted in your face. Oh, easy there. It's not like you had to salute me in person. We impose the normal member of society think you're dumbass privilege freeing you from the side effects. You never got a chance, you fraternizer. We're thrown right away after the war was lost. Away right after. Toss it all the same, you know. Is that how it's done? How it is for all the soldiers? The lifestyle you chose, rifling through the trash like actual bugs. Oh, no good come out of taunting your foe. Serve the military too. You know where this is going. Not getting out of this without a fight. We were planning to let you through, we really were. But now I'll mince you and your traitor friend and not me. Like hell you were. You're gonna wait for us to climb back up in the capital so you backstab us and swipe it. Wait, were they? Well, the rock bottom below, and I swear it down, they don't care a whit for honor, eh? Well, law for broke, people turn on each other as soon as the laws or something. You're way too naive to think otherwise. I know how dungeons work. Now, there's a lot of fights. I don't think I need to go through them all, though. I normally do, but like... Alright, who are we deploying? I'm willing to deploy the bad IDs, just because. So, chat, who are we deploying? Well, that attempt for engagement went well. Alright, let's just go like all of the less than optimal IDs just for fun.
가라면 가야지. 위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지.
Uptime 1, Cloud Cutter.
제대로 가보자고.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
결대보다 잘 타는 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편.
꺼냈다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
Barry lights a cigarette and takes a drag, followed by smoke streaming out from his mouth.
다른 보안업체에
It fared better
취직을 해도
than this if they got a job at a
이것보다는
security
나았을
company or something.
평생을 군인으로
They spent
살았던
their
자들이야.
entire lives as soldiers. The change required them for starting a new life must have been overwhelming.
그리고
But yet, so really the stigma of
몰락한
Apollo was
날개
around its
출신이라는
body.
엄청난
No one is
꼬리를
generous enough to take you in,
누가
licking their boots is the
받아주면
least you can do. Oh, sorry about that. I should have chosen my words more carefully.
미안하다.
아니에요.
No, it's fine. Sure, things were rough with G-Corp's fault too.
날개가
Being of a wing
부러진다는
is a turbulent affair for many people. It's really such a shame that, like, Lobotomy Corp remnants have such a god-awful situation. Like, I want a world
들어가자고.
where we can have just a random user of Justicia just walking around and kicking everyone's ass. Shut up, Faust. It's just the Goulet. Level 1 Goulet. Not need an entire guy for
재미는
this.
없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
전투 감각 하나만큼은
좀 더 잘 배울 수 있을 것 같은데요?
하군. 이제 그 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말씀보다 잘 타는 걸 딱 좋겠어. 수감자.
Shut up, Faust. Shut up, Faust. Okay. Salute Lost Resonance. Get 'em.
금방 다녀올게.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
가게 무력화.
다음.
전 처음 봐요.
Never seen those before.
모른다고?
You don't know? Alpine's face quickly turned into a cold frown. In such stark contrast to the face he showed for Gellius, I shuddered in fright. Well,
우리가 굳이 추락할
don't you know why we
날개
bothered to let a
그런
fallen
이유가
wing's
뭔지?
feather into our office? To deal with requests taking place in Elcorp branches more safely.
잘하네.
Exactly. Didn't even expect
하급
much from a lower rank
출신에게
agent.
길었네.
Two simple jobs.
그리고
Lead the
또
way
항상
until Spentil fills out
체인지
formalities or whatever.
어떻게?
No, look, what are you supposed to do with... Oh no, I've never seen those before, huh?
호핀스.
Gosh, Hopkins, feeling hangry? Okay, take it easy.
유리 씨가 처음
They're
본 게
infected new to
확실하다면
Mystery. These might be another technology derived from abnormalities, perhaps a new species. Corporation might have not had every species in their confines either. There's no reason to lambast yourself for neglecting to remember what you were never taught. Thank you, sir.
뭘 간질거리게
We're argue about. I'll eventually beat him to death,
가서
right?
지킨다면.
Give the word and we'll do it. We're so as always. Right. That enemy are going to perish miserably because... Actually, this is an abnormality encounter, isn't it? Hell yeah.
사실 이런 보모구실은 제가 아니라 세피라들의 역할이긴 하죠. 관리자님도 알다시피
My
저는
misjudged.
언제나 수십 명의 몫을 해내고 있으니까요.
Hell yeah. Now this is solo strats.
어떤 시간과 공간에 계시는 관리자님이 들을진 몰라도 그때를 위해서 미리 응원을 녹음해야 한다는 거군요. 아 이런, 이것도 녹음되고 있는지는 미처 몰랐네요.
Now this is solo strats.
고작 터뜨려주지.
Oh right, that's how it works.
이 기회에 평소 지휘 실력을 확인해 보자.
Anyway.
하던 대로 해보십시오.
고작 터뜨려주지. 적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠.
그래.
저는
그렇게
언제나
시원하게
옳은
처리하니
말만 한답니다.
보는 맛이 나는군. 우리 처리는
정신을
빠르게
못 차릴
하는
거야.
편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
오작 터뜨려주지.
Just kill. There's no need to
파쇄 완료.
think that much for that counter.
역시
Impressive. Pay no less than the Red Gate's minions.
좋아라고?
Did you say?
아이고, 우리
There goes
호키스가
Hopkins again, being clumsy with his tongue.
말실수를
Apologize instead.
야, 그런데 왜
See you
이렇게
so long,
꼬물락대는
Hopkins.
거야,
Remember always acting up
호키스?
again? But,
무슨 말을 하는
what?
거야?
No, I'm not. Don't know what you mean. Hopkins got off after a bit of dawdling. I was relating to something, but decided not to bother pointing it out. Careful and smuggling. As usual. I'm just gonna... It's just for Gilius.
뭐
I suppose this place is as good as any. They opened the door, Foss suddenly stood before
단테
me.
너무
Dante,
찬란하지도 않고
don't skip my dialogue. Close your eyes and look for the glimmer hiding in the dark.
진리의
Find a
별말이야.
faint star of truth twinkling gently. Star, this one won't hurt, right?
별을 찾는
Shouldn't cause you any
것만이라면
pain since you're simply locating
아프지는.
it. I know the way Foss put that bothered me, but I said to trust her and block my sight.
다시 눈을 뜨면
You open your eyes, what seems so
까마득했던
far
당신과
away,
눈을 맞추고 있을 거예요.
shine right into your vision. That's beautiful. Light, it's only visible to me.
아니요.
Not quite. Through you, now all of us
당신을
can
통해서
see it.
혼전이
When we're
아니지만
inside a dungeon, we now reap
모두가
the
별을
benefits of
통해
your ability through the star.
당신을 그럼
Yeah,
얼른
put the
시계
clock then.
돌려주세요.
Anyway, I dislocated my shoulder.
어깨뼈 쪽이 아까부터
You got
빨개진
hit
것
twice.
같거든요. 돌린다고요?
Clock? It wasn't just for show?
돌아가기만
That's all it
하겠어.
does. They have a really neat
엄청
power. You don't have a
신기한
look,
능력을
Gary. I don't recognize the pain I endure. But guys. Guys, please.
잠수 준비 끝.
Anyway. Ish got this.
아,
That felt real good. I'm dying here. Missing clock you've got. I haven't
진짜
seen that technology
신기하네요.
anywhere. Could be a level
이
on level
정도면
of singularity. A
이점
wing could be
수준인데.
responsible. Hopkins greedily stared at my head. I always tried to ignore it, but letting it stop clock its skin. Dante, why are you
왜
clutching
네
your head
머리를
like
붙잡-
that? It's nothing.
파우스티안.
Boss, can our manager not restore the life to our guides
거미줄
using
가진
power?
시계는
Clock will only work for
수감자들에게만
us sinners.
동작.
아,
Nah, gee, I
차라리
suppose that's
그게
for the better.
낫네. 구멍이
They're dragged right back to life with a
있었는데
gaping hole in your
못
stomach.
듣고
Wouldn't that
대사를
suck?
아니다.
You know what?
배가
You're
뚫린
lucky
거는
if
운이
a hole's
좋은
not
거지.
well, a
몇
hole is
초 안에
punching your gut.
죽으니까.
You'd be a gunner in seconds. Huh? Wait. Ah. Our tentacle rushes from the wall and penetrates Aya's abdomen in an instant. I forgot how bad she was asking for it.
전원.
All
전투
units
준비.
prepare for battle.
내가
What did I
말했지.
tell you?
난 항상
It's been a lucky girl. Aya,
이미
life's
절망했어.
departed. Come now,
자.
keep it together, especially in times like these, yeah?
일반적인
The
공격의
attack is on her
형태를 취하고 있지
unusual form.
않네요.
It's likely that we're facing an abnormality.
관리자님.
Magic,
명령을
but your
부탁-
command, please. Feel pity for Yuri. She looked at Aya's corpse and back at us with tears. Nevertheless, Yuri, Hopkins, and I, those three I can't revive. Fight now if we don't want any more casualties.
현명한
My
판단이시.
decision, manager.
저 째까기는 소리가
Sense of that taking? Lotus gave Hopkins a fiery glare, but soon reminded herself of her priorities and breathed in a shout. Manager order
관리자님의 명
lackeys.
호위 진영을
Surround the
구축한.
enemy in formation. The target is the uniform ahead. Okay.
그런데
To be honest, I'm not sure you can say that thing is a form. Slowly encroaching vines, followed by the shadow of a figure that looked to be several times taller than a human, was approaching, me getting frightened like any foe we've faced up until now. And it doesn't roll higher than a 7. I don't think.
위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는
Shut up,
합당한
Faust.
이유가 있겠지.
오작 터뜨려주지.
기대하고 있겠습니다.
Let me solo. Ow.
왜 죄다 죽상이지? 뭐 못 볼 꼴이라도 보았나?
오작 터뜨려주지.
Stump. Stump. 지가.
견적이 안 나오네 이거.
위에서 당신을
That's unfortunate.
합당한 이유가 있겠지.
About time we start getting some sanity.
단테. 위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지. 기대하고 있겠습니다, 단테.
오작 터뜨려주지. 얼얼하지? 정신 못 차릴 거야.
시간이 무한하진 않죠, 단테. 이제 끝장을 내야 할 겁니다.
That's a really good special effect
대가가 없는 것
for something that's literally just
오작 터뜨려주지.
absolute slaughter as it's over.
얼얼하지?
귀찮은 부위가 문질러진 모양이죠.
얼얼하지? 정신 못
Here's
차릴
about
거야.
mechanics. Who cares about target focusing? Checking to solo.
정신 못 차릴
그렇게
거야.
시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는
Nah,
빠르게 하는 편이
I'd solo.
답답한
오작
거지.
터뜨려주지.
If only Ishmael was an uptie hire.
벽을 깨부숴놓으니 저런 헐빠진 모양이 되는 건가.
오작 터뜨려주지.
제법 재미있는 구경거리군요, 단테.
얼얼하지? 정신 못 차릴 거야. 파쇄 완료.
뭐야?
So what? That was it?
환성체는
Heard Admiration was supposed to be so powerful that even
함부로
suppressing
제압하기
them was a
힘들
dangerous
정도로
task.
클리포트 억제를
Look, we've lost
때문이에요.
we've lost deterrence in action.
뭐?
Huh?
Coffee
Coffee pots?
환상체들을
Of course, that weakens abnormalities. The
약화시키는
original
힘이에요.
purpose is to safely supervise them in containment.
격리실에서
A lot of
안전하게
people
환상체를
forget this, I
관리할
think.
때 사용되는 겁니다.
Yeah, all of these abnos that we fight in Limbus are incredibly weakened.
황금가지를 회수할수록
In our assignment in collecting more golden bells, the turrets will weaken as well. Although this was a simple battle, there are a lot that might take our lives more than 100-fold to handle it. It's a terrifying thought. Where does corpse go anyway? I'm sure that attack did it in.
분명 숨통은
So
끊어졌어.
without a doubt, all thanks to your
관리자님.
exceptional command manager. It disappeared in the sky.
역시
So
관리자님.
inside as manager, as always,
그럴
manager, such
가능성도
possibilities
배제할 수
cannot be
없죠.
ruled out.
아이 너희 눈엔 이
Well, you
단단해
said it's
보이는
above us, not a thing.
지하천장이
You
안
too.
보이냐?
이쪽을 보세요.
Over there. Liz Yuri pointed at something. Talk of losing I must have shaken her up badly, but seeing her hold her own and barely keep her head up. I feel like I should let her be and follow things along with her for a while. I am struggling here. I don't know what's going on.
환상체의
That
핵이군요. 적절하게 제압했을 경우
Yes, Dante, that is an ordinary egg. It's the core of the abnormality. When suppressed by appropriate measure, it will be reduced into this condensed ovate form.
그리고 부화할
It'll
거예요.
hatch once enough time has passed here. Perhaps you gotta be joking.
이것들이
Those
죽지
things won't
않는다는
die.
환상체는
Minerals
죽지
cannot
않아요.
die. It's one of the factors that
그래서
contributed to
일사의
Elcor's massive energy
생산에너지는 이
production.
상태의 핵을
An employee, my job is to
잠시
put the core
가지고
back in its containment unit. Now things have changed.
있는데,
What can we do before the egg hatches?
림버스 컴퍼니에는
This company has a
이런
department
환상체들을
dedicated to dealing
담당하는
with
부서가
abnormalities like
별도로
this.
있어요.
Retrieve them for us. Also,
그들이 회수해 갈 겁니다.
if her job was just to put the core back in its unit, was she a clerk? I forget. But, like, that's a pretty unfortunate job. Clerk status, at least. Limbus Company has a department dedicated to handling abnormalities like this. They'll retrieve them for us. Right, was it the after team? I remember hearing about them during orientation.
그럼 시간
Tell me
끌지
for going
말고
now.
빨리.
연락은
This mission device is on
Mephisto
Mephistopheles.
그건 그렇겠지.
Figures.
너무 걱정할
No
필요는
need to worry. Once I
없습니다.
have the golden bell, we'll return whether we like it or not.
황금가지만
You're going back whether you like it or not. We went down a floor.
이곳을 다시 오게
I
될
think I
줄
come back
몰랐어.
here.
대체적으로
Well,
로봇
the bottom
통제자들은
corporation's facilities
여러 개
consist of
2층으로
multiple
구성이 되어 있어요.
floors.
그리고 각자
These floors are
층마다
said to be occupied by an
주인이
abnormality
되는
marking its
환상체들이
domain.
존재할 거예요.
Usually it's like 5. It's actually 4, but normally it'd be 4. These branches, absolute. If you need a floor for every abnormality, what are you doing?
아까 그런 게 또
Seriously, there's more of
나온다고?
them.
그런 그
So where'd you figure all that
전투
information about what
그걸
we'll face
대체
and stuff?
파우스트는
Faust knows it
모든
all.
걸 알고
안내에서는
Guide set up a
기부팀이
14 does
사전
reconnaissance in
정찰을 한다.
advance.
그냥 네가
You know,
관계자라서
they have ties to the
틀린
staff.
말을 하진
Never
않았잖아요.
claimed otherwise. Anyway, this means we
어쨌든
should expect a
주요
great threat on
적군이
every
등
floor.
뒤에 적을
It'd
두고서
be idiotic to
전진하는
advance into
멍청한
the
일은
unknown
할 수
without making
없습니다.
sure that we're clear of
결국
danger
그쯤에
at
환상체를
least in
정리해야만
at least one direction, leaving us with no choice but to take them down as we go.
파우스트가 할 말을
Words right out of
하세요.
Faust's mouth.
말하지
Not
않더라도
splendid thing to be able
의도를
to convey your
전달할 수
intentions before they've been
있다면
verbalized.
단테
Not today, it's time to see the star. Hey manager, not a scapegoat, you know? I think he's both, Chad. At this point, I think he's both. This is not a focused encounter. Oh well.
가자. 죽이라.
Boy, the one who shall grip. Another veteran appeared in the dark carrying a depressed aura. The sparkling old badge seemed to signify a high rank
그래
oneself.
부르거든.
Manager Greyer?
당신
You
얼굴은
remember that face of yours, but why?
자네
As the
부장이었다.
head manager of your team.
혼자 도망친
Just
것도
exert us
모자라.
on New York desk to
이젠
take the lives of your old
예전이자
comrades, my
내
subordinates. Look, the war ended a decade
전쟁은
ago, but I guess
10년
some
전에
folks haven't
끝났어.
let go of their obsolete ranks,
아
huh?
끝나?
Ended? Nothing has ended.
아무
Nothing has ended,
그
damn it.
주의사에서
War
도망치면서
may have been over for
이
you when you
전쟁은
deserted G
끝나고
Corps.
우리는
We're fighting for our lives on the
전쟁의
battlefield to this day.
이런
I don't want to relate to you this way. Not really that different here.
그렇다면
I don't
이해해야지.
understand, Gregor. There's
전쟁터에서
only one verdict that
배신자에게
awaits
내려지는 게
deserters. Say that like it means something, but it's company policy to carry out summary executions for my personal revenge. My head manager. It's against company policy. It's not company. It should be company policy at this point, but it's against it instead.
불안과 공포
Anyway.
그런 것들이 들끓을 때가 가장 취약하죠. 알아듣겠습니까? 지금이
Get him.
그래 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니
다시 못 살게 구는 일은 없을 것이오.
일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
You attacking Ishmael? It's your first and last mistake.
보자 너.
사실 완료.
그 오늘의 그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 딴테 적합한 조치였습니다.
Perhaps the time the Sexual spent off the battlefield was enough to rust his prowess. Head manager must defeat countless enemies in his glory days, now nearing his own end. Once well respected, Gregor. Really asked for respect.
더 이상은
Proceed
전진하지
any
마라.
further, only hell awaits you.
미안하지만
Sorry, but I don't think I'd follow your advice. I ought to be a go-getter if I don't want to be fired. Banned your honor for some pittance? Threw that away long ago, right with my medal. Landlord couldn't wait for rent any longer. A bitter smile appeared on the head manager's face. You're no different from us. Yeah, we're disgusting pests. A few more shallow breaths, then cease to move. If this was G-Corp's, like, forces... no. Like... I'm not sure what else to say. These guys have 2 plus 5. Hey, mind if I borrow a cig? Just this once. Here, borrow a cigarette next to the one he already held in his mouth and lit it, tossing in his chest as deceased commander.
미안.
Sorry, I didn't want to share mine with that thing. He gave a snort. The smoke from a cigarette lingered with the prevailing silence in the air for a short while. Yeah, G-Corp was fucked, if that's their main force. Also, I see an abnormality fight.
잠수 준비 끝. 이곳부터는
There appeared to
해장병들이
be no more
머물렀던
signs of the
흔적조차
explosion from this
보이지
point
더 이상
onward.
전쟁을
Banner did warn us
하지
not to go
말라고도
further. Stated, we discovered bodies that seem to have been there for quite some time.
이건 우리
These are our L Corp's employees.
둔기로 맞은
Keep traces
흔적이요.
of blood instruments. All
전원이
bodies share
들어왔구려.
them, in fact.
관리 기록.
Management report. The document contains instructions for keeping abnormalities in
보통
check.
관리 업무를
Normally,
지정받으면
employees
지겨울
cast
정도로
locating their
안개를
abnormalities,
쓰는
memorizing
거니까
instructions, point reciting them
이런
flawlessly.
건 필요 없나?
Don't usually carry notes like these.
추측컨대
They're suspected that no remaining employees have the necessary
탈출했고.
information when abnormality breached.
아직 격리실로
These weren't moved
옮겨내지
in
않은
containment yet. That could be
날들이었다면
the cheap case. Way too many corpses
대체
here.
어떤
How come really
환상책이길래
could massacre all
이렇게
these
많은
employees?
사건?
Wait, what's this smell? See, our office purchased an expensive device the other day.
또
What do you want about? This is just that toxin levels start to rise after a certain floor.
나 아까부터
Really
귀에서
front ears for a bit. Is this okay? Battles without adversity. No battles without adversity. Immediately lose a set battle. Well, that continued exposure to make all bleeding like that. How are you so fine though? Since the abnormality gas grenades applied to employees, one must have gone off somewhere between the bodies here. True, the toxicity levels do appear to be intense around this area. We put on a gas mask before we noticed. You know, what about us?
제공되는
We weren't granted any
보급품은 따로
additional
없었습니다.
supplies. I forgot, you know all this time, you're not getting away with it. You'll stop mid-sentence and fell to one knee.
흥분하면 혈류가 더
Oh, think if you're
빨라집니다.
agitated. You know the word's
독이
toxins
금방
spread
퍼
faster.
자리에서
Remain
되도록
calm,
날뛰지
minimize
말고
movement, and breathe at regular
최대한
intervals. Hopkins, why? Tell me about this. Oh, I've got a question for you too, Yuri. I make our office waste stress response on expensive gadgets for dead weights like you to use. Being real, it's a miracle you managed to join us in the first place. Maybe I took pity on you, so you gave you special treatment, but you're gone now, so who cares? Sneaky blighters, is that how you want to live? Don't be silly, everything's fair game for a fixer. Hearing the red gaze had come and taken my curiosity, but as it turns out, a bunch of ragtag lunatics thought it'd be a good idea to walk straight into these facilities at zero prep. Sick joke, can't do anything but watch. The eye toward him, Hopkins backed away and scurried to the exit. Well, at least I managed to grab an article in the captain, thanks to you. Family report that you all went missing because suffocated to death, which is too embarrassing. Ta-ta. Mary slumped to the floor, watching blood pour up from her nose to her hands. Nothing to Roger heaped with the sinners are suffering from blood loss too. Where? Look this with me so you have something to remember her by. Only the same type of gas mask that one Hopkins wore. Why? The guy gave you special treatment, didn't she? It's as good as yours then.
없이 기어들어온
Around your prepared band lunatics, we do have a way out, don't worry about us. That blood, you already put on the mask. No, he's right. Running recognition on office of strangers is a hard thing to do. You try to take on all kinds of errands day and night. Only 3 minutes left until the branch was locked down. Cheating sight barrier. What's about to close on you? Data transfer is 85% complete. Yuri, don't leave me behind. Yuri, what else am I supposed to do? It's so wrong that I survived. I've been buried alive alongside my co-workers. The whole building was going under. Also, the abnormalities won't escape. It is a sin, at least down here. That stings a little better. Nothing is standing aside, I stepped back to reality and checked on the sinners. They already passed away on the floor, and Ishmael's head drooped as if he said he locked her last words. Sin. But, so what, buddy? I don't live on like it's nobody's business. Laying guilt on yourself over spilled milk will wear your heart out. Earl drawing his last breath, you and I have been the only surviving members standing in the area. Don't worry about it. So you can take them back there and revive them. Mechanical ticking was all you could hear, but I did my best to communicate my message to her nonetheless. I know. Very end of the conversation without a word after. Up here to offer gloom, the toxic gas smile dispersed. It's okay now. Oh, yeah. Give you a hand. So bring your people back to life. Saying that, Yuri took off the gas mask off and calmly carried the sinners on her shoulders one by one. Sure what to say for her, I remained quiet.
의심, 암귀, 불안과 공포
오작
그런
터뜨려주지.
것들이 들끓을 때가 가장 취약하죠. 알아듣겠습니까? 지금이 적기라는 것입니다. 위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한다면 합당한 이유가 있겠지.
오작 터뜨려주지.
기대하고 있겠습니다. 단테.
사실 완료.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
오작 터뜨려주지.
Love solo strats.
강력한 공격은 단순히 적을 제거하는 이점만 있는 것이 아니죠. 이제 저들은 자신도 그렇게 될 거라는
오작
불안에
터뜨려주지.
휩싸일 테니.
파쇄 완료. 파쇄 완료. 파쇄 완료.
Dead. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. This is the boring Canto. Then again, so much trading. Jeez. Was Abnormality responsible for killing all the employees?
아니에요.
I don't doubt that. My guess is
선배를
right.
주시하십시오,
There's a head
관리자.
manager. There's another one
아까랑
of them.
똑같.
The one like being wearing the head of a statue was sitting against the wall.
안녕.
Here, draw your lot. Gather your IDs and give them to me. Then we'll find the winner. Hansberry grasping on the strap of an employee ID card. Alex with the name written on it. Alex.
제정신이
I'm not
아닌데
Sazachi. What's that babble about winners?
어떤 환상체도
Abnormalities demanded regular offerings as part of the
정기적으로
managerial
희생을 통해
guidelines.
그쪽으로
You go that way,
가면 안
then it will
돼.
find you.
그리고 결국
Offering happened, didn't it?
네가
Your turn to draw. Offering?
맹신 공양을
Let's
하지
no
않으면
human sacrifices
그건
made.
몰라요.
Never found out. You followed every
관리법은
procedure without
항상
fail.
탈출해서
The
닥치는
escaping
대로
first
사람을
started killing people
죽이고
left and
보냈던
right.
건데
That abnormality has been one spineless
그
bugger to
되게
whack its victims on the back of the head.
그게
What do you mean?
단체로 눈이
Are they
삐기라도
jabbed in
했냐?
the eyes or whatnot? Those
그건
wounds were cleaned up by
사람의
humans. You can
상처였어.
tell they were beating the shit
서로
out of each
한조
other.
등신들은
They could have killed
지들끼리
each other
치고
in a fight. For what reason?
뻔하지.
There is day.
지구가 무너지고
Here they can
한동안은
survive
어떻게든
a while
살아남을
even
거라
after the branch was
생각했을
buried.
꾸준히
The
사람을
drop ring folks
바치기만
from time to time,
한다면
the rest might get
언젠간
rescued
구조
one day.
제비 뽑기로
They
몇
kept
달을
going for a few months.
버텼겠지.
They persuaded they had
일단
to keep
한 놈만
the thing in
죽으면
check.
좋을 텐데
Problem. You think the
그걸
one picked as the
희생자가
fall guy would
부족대로
gladly accept his
받아들이겠냐?
fate?
내가 죽을 바엔
If I was the own brother
눈앞에
strangling a
있는
bloke next
머리통을
to me.
털음 적어도
Better them than me,
지금
ain't that
내가
right?
굶어.
The rest is
그렇게
history, I
흘러갔겠지.
bet.
그러다
That survivor put on
마지막으로
the stone mask belonging to the
살아남아서
statue
맹신
heads, believing
공양을
it'll
피할
save
수
her from
있을
being
거라고 생각.
sacrificed.
그럴 리가 없어요.
That can't be. Alex
알렉스는
wouldn't
자기가
find Alex just
살려고.
looking
그걸
at
네가
it.
어떻게
Hey, you know
알아?
that. Let me sure if that's
저놈이
actually Alex or
진짜-
not.
한 가지
Let me
조언을
good tip.
해도 그들이
That's better off
직접
going your own foot. We're going
데려오기
to come
전에
take you.
직접
이만 떠나지.
Let's be on our way.
이제는
This person will perish before long. And moved along. Now, you remained in place and continue staring at the hatchy statue clad
잘못이
individual.
아니었어.
Not your fault. You know it's not right. Leave me behind, Yuri. Please
우리
leave. Time to go. So they're all agents, but like... Rummaging through corpses looking for something. Relentless demands for an offering ring in the ears. They might jump us at any second. See a dying person nearby gasping for air. Did you offer this person up, or... I'm the type of person to say offer a sinner because I think it's really funny. You screw this Limbus manager? Sinner seem upset by your decision. I think it's really funny. I think the sinners are out of the question. Win to gain a stronger ego gift.
잠수 준비 끝.
I mean, end player is stronger now. I see no issue with this.
의심, 암귀, 불안과
오작 터뜨려주지.
그런 것들이 들끓을 때가 가장 취약하죠. 알아듣겠습니까? 지금이 적기라는 것입니다.
오작 터뜨려주지.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게
One went
처리
first.
보는 맛이 나는군.
I do suppose
빠르게
that...
하는 편이 덜
Yeah,
답답한
right,
거지.
because I...
오작
Targeting
터뜨려주지.
rules are weird sometimes.
파쇄 완료.
골치 아픈 것들이 고기 조각이 되었군요, 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다.
오작 터뜨려주지. 자세 완료.
Offense level and defense level is nice. And then solo time.
의심, 암귀, 불안과
오작 터뜨려주지.
그런 것들이 들끓을 때가 가장 취약하죠. 알아듣겠습니까? 지금이 적기라는 것입니다.
오작 터뜨려주지.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
Right? Absolute pride resonance. Happy not Pride Month. Because it's not.
자세 완료.
골치 아픈 것들이 고깃 조각이 되었군요.
Know my solo strats.
나쁘지 않은 성과입니다.
오작 터뜨려주지.
귀찮은 부위가 번질러진 모양이죠. 관리자.
자세 완료.
우선순위를 잘 분별해서
All About Works Ishmael
기대하겠습니다.
is still one of the most incomprehensible things that you could imagine.
골치 아픈 것들이 고깃 조각이 되었군요. 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다.
오작 터뜨려주지.
The evades on them are absolutely absurd. There's no other way to put it.
골치 아픈 것들이 고깃 조각이 되었군요. 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다.
오작 터뜨려주지.
강력한 공격은 단순히 적을 제거하는 이점만 있는 것이 아니죠. 이제 저들은 자신도 그렇게 될 거라는 불안에 휩싸일 테니.
오작 터뜨려주지. 자세 완료. 자세 완료. 자세 완료.
최선을 떼지 말아야 할 겁니다. 가장 먼저 처리해야 할 것이 가장 흉포한 송곳니를 드러내고 있으니.
오작 터뜨려주지. 자세 완료.
Sure was a fight. Again, this floor is crawling with maggots. These bugs aren't so bad if the last floor's abnormality. Don't want anything like that ever again.
그거
Sure,
그래
Greg would be
그러면
glad to hear that,
기뻐하겠다.
aren't you, buggy boy? He wasn't paying attention to Roger.
다들 아까부터
Don't you all hear something?
소리라면
I'm
계속
hearing a constant
들렸잖아.
growl. Roger, are you really that hungry at a time like this? Hey,
그런
you're
거
supposed to let
모르는
that kind of
척하는
stuff
거야.
slide. Please, girl?
아니
No, not like that. It's like each time on the expedition, Greer walked ahead of the group and opened the door next to him as if by some compulsion. Wait, that's a containment unit! At that time, though the door was already open, Greer gazed in the shower of golden light pouring from the room. Right up!
우리
We travel back in time? It's an overcast sky. Cries and screams twist and ring out at a distance. In that sky, gunfire and artillery get a cacophony.
딱 보면
Think
모르는
there
거.
though? This enough? This is
한
battlefield. Well, our battlefield. The heart of it.
이건
Am I dreaming? Or a nightmare? Why am I here again?
그러니까 왜
Why the
전장
bloody hell are
항복판에
we
있냔
blowing
말이야?
battlefield? Is it a trap or something?
아니요.
No. We're on the
길을
right
잘
track.
멀지 않은 곳에
The essence of the technology we're looking for is not far from here.
황금과주요.
In the golden bow?
네.
Correct. Do you recognize when this was?
눈이라는 게
Well, the
있다면
functioning eye should know at a
한눈에.
glance. I actually don't. I confessed. It's obvious you wouldn't recognize this manager. You don't have eyes that fit conventional definitions.
변명이라고
Best
하나요?
excuse you have. It is clear to throw his master embarrassment and turn a narrow gaze to the battlefield.
소속을
A
과시하는
colorful wave of garish flags showing off the
촌스러운
factions
깃발들이
at
나
play.
연기
It's at
전쟁을
least 70 days into the
최소
smoke war.
70입니다, 관리자님.
Lude's briefing manager. Suddenly there's a strong tug at Heathcliff's coat from behind.
미쳤어?
Oh, your minds? You need shelter now. You'll be rapidly if exposed to that ball's blast. Suppose next hour is turned into a nursing home. They can't even walk without sticks.
대체 이
Are
자식은
you aware?
누군데요?
Oh, Manager Greger, my respects, sir. This man snapped to attention, saluted Greger as soon as he saw him.
저를 모르시겠죠?
Nice to meet, sir. I'm
생체관리팀
Tona from Biomimetics Maintenance.
선발
Now
대열에
you're part of
계신
the
줄
front unit. I
아는데
didn't expect to find you
후방에
here
있어서
back.
합류를 해야
When
하는
you're afraid of the
거면
front, you
제가
can help get there
도와드릴까요?
to the occupation while
전
I left me to
다리
jump. That's gross. Someone looked at Roger with suspicion. You just... Hey, Tona, you're an assistant manager. So you're an assistant manager. Regular staff? Sir, yes, sir. I'm assistant private, sir. Yeah, you see, she's a new hire who had a procedure not too long ago, so I'm still getting over the confusion, you know? Very good talking to.
그렇군요.
I get it. Our
아무리
preparation
그래도
must be desperate, sending
전시회
unprepared
준비도 안 된
employees to battle.
직원이면
Yeah, we're sorry for the trouble. I gotta take her stone real quick. Practically yanked himself out of the conversation, hurriedly walking up to Faust.
어떻게 된 거지,
Hang on,
파우스트 씨?
Faust. These are
내 기억이
my
잘.
memories.
정확히는
Paths of your
자신도
ego, to be precise.
당신의 마음속에
One path in
나
your psyche. In other words, enter your heart and mind, Greger. Drama. So I'll go to the upper path. And it is no longer focused to counter
글로
ours.
정화하고 깨끗한 세계를 세우라.
I think I'm gonna throw up. Everything is wobbling.
심압이
Hear that
높아지고 있는 것 같군요.
psychogenic pressure is rising, but you should be fine.
불안한 악몽을 꾸었던
I
적이
once had an
있었던 것
unsettling nightmare. I'm still in one even now. In this dream, there are only
이
two
공간을
colors in the
존재하는
room where I
새로운
stand.
벽을 온통
Blue covering
뒤덮은
every wall and the dangling dot of brown. I know how to get out of here, too. All I do is stretch out my arm and cut the hanging out.
红색 가운을 입은
People in
자들
blue coats seem to think I failed to
내가 그
understand
조건을
that.
그에게 몇
I
번씩
several times they explained it to me over and over. Fortunately for them, that wasn't a part I struggled to understand.
마침내 이야기를
I get up thinking about it, and the sliced apple fell on the floor.
닫혀있던 문이
Door was open.
깨지는 기억나죠?
I remember what drove me to do it.
정신적으로
It was
내가
exhausted
지쳐있었던
mentally.
그는
I
체념하기로
thought to resign
결심했던
myself to it.
없었다.
In either case, what I do remember is my desire to break free from the nightmare.
드디어
I
해내니
did it. I knew you could. The surgery was successful after all.
앞으로도
Just have to keep it up. Chop all the apples in front of you. Simple, isn't it?
아,
Alright,
맞다.
happy 15th birthday.
포기와 체념을 통해
Nightmare
벗어나
escaped through renunciation and resignation. One day, as I woke from my unsettling dreams, I had found my transformed into some hideous beast.
사과를 조각
Cut apples in half.
어떤 건 딱딱해
Some were hard, some were crumbly, some were soft, some sappy.
정리가 퍼질 때마다
The dreary smell made me sick
가끔
sometimes.
깨달은 건
At
언제였어?
some point, I realized something.
꿈에서
I woke
깨어났다고
up from the dream.
생각했지만 나는
I
여전히
was still right in the middle of that nightmare. Puncturing hearts. They're not apples, Greg.
의심
Not
암기
apples.
불안과 공포 그런 것들이 들끓을 때가 가장 취약하죠.
이 또한 지식이도 좀
지금 그래 그렇게 시원하게 쳐지면 보는 맛이 나는 일처리 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
오자 터뜨려주지. 파쇄 완료. 파쇄 완료.
Forgot how much of a slog the early game really was. It is really a slog.
기체의 교리에 따라 행할 뿐.
Still on the battlefield.
아까랑
Same
같은
places before,
장소네요.
though something about it is different. Wrong target keeps close to coat from behind.
당신들 미쳤어?
We are managing to shell her now.
대피하고!
The rage rapidly is exposed to that ball's
적폭탄에
blast.
노출되면 역군기
The
직원들은
6
지금
stars
전쟁이
turned into a
오고
nursing home.
지팡이 없이는
You can't even walk
걷지도
without using
못한다니까!
sticks.
잠깐.
Singer, we just
하지만 너무
not a
걱정하지
problem
마.
because Manager Gregor's with
그래,
us.
우리와 다르게
Some are side effects for the rest of us. He can regenerate his arm
심지어
too.
실력으로 누구보다
Operated on by
탁월한
another
헬만
Herman,
이상이
our most
직접
skilled director.
그런 분이 후발
You
부대에
shouldn't be
계시면
on
안
the rear
되죠.
guard. I'll give you a ride.
뭔데?
Get away from me. There's the wings emerge from his back, clicking and
왜
twitching.
도망가세요?
Why are you running? You should raise G-Corps banner and take the lead on the front
앞장서서
lines. I
한 번도
don't want any of this. Not the procedure nor the war.
앞장서서
Take the lead. Take the... Oh, Patrona's mouth opens unnaturally, and a long pair of large antennae begins to grow from his face. If you're gonna fight them again, we're something to
무슨
turn.
헛소리지?
Display his weakness. Do you want to be punished for the insubordination? Think we should run here?
탁월한
Listen,
계획은
plan manager. You don't want to strike you into the straw.
뭐 이런
Those are deal.
곁에는
It's not an option.
이해가 되지 않아요.
Get it. I heard every employee
전
in the
직원들을
corporation had
대상으로
modification.
개수가
Can't have been this
이루어졌다고는
foul.
사실과는 다소
Here may be different
다를 수
actual
있음.
accounts.
그레고르 씨의 기억이
I don't know about Gregor's feelings rather than his
마음에만
memories.
마음속에서 아군들
Telling his heart about his own allies.
그 둥지에서
Liz in your
모든
wing
직원들
received the augmentation procedure.
개조수
대부분
Most did.
다들 동의하에 집도되었던
Don't
건가요?
their consent? That's so.
회사 직원들은
People in Alcorp consent to offering themselves up to abnormalities?
그거
That's. I heard that was written on the contract.
우린 알지
Probably
못했지만
informed though. They said such
효율적인
routine
관리를
procedures to be
위해서는
skipped for
그런
efficient
결정에 대해
management.
공포를
That we should face the
분명히
fear.
가니까.
And anyone joining the corporation agreed to it, knowingly or not.
라고 달랐을
Guess how it went for us then. Poor Greg. Really.
의심, 암기,
Just.
불안과 공포 그런 것들이 들끓을 때가 가장 취약하죠.
Poor Greg.
알아듣겠습니까?
Poor Greg.
지금이 적기는
Doesn't deserve it. But,
그래.
with that in
시원하게
mind,
처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군.
greetings to you too.
빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 거지.
Right now, it's just the first few cantos, so nothing exciting.
그간의 전투
But
경험이
I'm glad you're here.
쌓여있진 않았군요. 좋지였습니다.
Game looks similar enough where I will pretend this is part 30 of Library. You're a librarian before. One could say my favorite pastime was sorting books, indeed. It was admittedly
안 오고 뭐해?
a little bit more engaging than this, but also the manager of the facility. Yes, in fact, I have been in a managerial position before. I have trauma of the number 49 as well, so don't worry about that too much. Hell yeah. Let's delay, Yuri. Give me a second, please. The gas mask fell off my back. Don't see it serving any practical purpose now. You're only weighing yourself down. I mean, it's Aya's memento.
N사 소속도
Those are the most
아니면서
pointless activity in the world.
세상에서
And you're
가장
even from
의미 있는 짓을 하는
N-Corp.
거야.
Just the most random shade thrown to N-Corp. Deserved, but like, where did this come from, Otis?
반대로 묶어.
The other way.
네?
Sorry?
레드비어.
The knot. I'll come loose again if
그렇게
you tie them.
묶으면 금방 다시 떨어질 거예요.
Oh my. There's things that you can only appreciate when you know things about the later cantos. And Ishmael teaching someone how to tie a knot is one of those things. You don't realize. Like, but this. If you know, you
그래서
know.
안 풀리게 묶던 방법이 있었어요.
It's a sailor's knot I learned on
스스로
the boat.
돌아가면 방법 알려드릴게요.
I'll teach you how to do it back on the bus.
아,
Oh, thank you.
뭔데?
What now? Since
너네 뭔데
when were you so
펑크하고
friendly?
자빠졌냐?
유리.
Gary, you know, why don't you join our company while you're at it?
제가요?
Gregor is gonna cut an apple. Me? That's.
알아,
I know. You get the okay from Regalia's or securities and all that, but a little suggestion doesn't hurt.
그래도
Wait.
말은 꺼내볼 수 있잖아.
Like the other two, you should know how much PM adores subtle foreshadowing. Of course, I know how much they adore subtle foreshadowing, but I'm now looking at the subtle foreshadowing and I'm going, God, I get it. Also, is Faust hesitating here because she knows? I mean, Faust knows all outcomes. I think she would know that is the only reason she's hesitating is just not because of company policy, but just because she knows. Possibly. I know, you get to be okay from Gillies and his superiors and all that. But a little suggestion doesn't hurt. I wonder. You sure do wonder.
그리고
Plus, pink hair makes a pretty perfect mascot to represent us. Come on, would you give us some thought, please? A mascot?
마스코트요?
Gary made a smile for the first time, albeit faintly. That's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. Alright, let's see. Event. And another cutscene.
전쟁은 끝났다.
The war was over.
하지만 난
Yet my doppelganger was still holding a silly posed, confident look on his face. That's not the kind of face I'd make. Though, gotta give it to him for making the hair on my arm look as grotesque as it is real. Whose job was this?
유머가 늘었다.
Grown fond of humor.
악몽 속에
Being
오래
consumed by the nightmare for so long must have made me crave liveliness.
기사 새끼들은
Come from G-Corp should be all sent to the gallows.
누군가
Someone
중얼거리면서
murmured, spitting on the floor. Oh, they were speaking toward without even looking.
그래서였을까?
Knowing that,
속이
felt nauseous.
저기요.
Sir, are you alright?
어이, 괜찮은
You
거야?
okay, babe? You don't look so
얼굴
well.
끝이야.
야,
I was just in the subway?
무슨 개소리야?
How are you blathering about?
그래.
Greg, we're still on the battlefield. Gregor groped his pocket with stumbling hands, looking for a cigarette out of habit, but soon stopped. Dawned on him as it did me. All the sinners seemed to have realized it now. Someone's gonna grouse and give us a warning any second now. You...
토마 씨,
Look, I'm starting to get sick of your pickup lines, so I'll say it once.
우린
Fall out of our
미치지도
minds and the
않았고
aging...
유아폭탄은
Out
안
of our
맞을
minds and the
거야.
aging bomb isn't gonna hit us.
아니,
No. Instead of elaborating, he points up.
나
They need help.
죽고 싶지
I don't
않아.
want to die. Someone was crushed to a pulp right before our eyes. Only one thing to say in a situation like this. Run!
선언아,
All troops, retreat! Muster up everything we can to run, but the airborne hand is ever persistent and shows no signs of letting up. Yeah, turn to the pancakes. Got any ideas, bright one?
대책 없어 똑똑한 양반.
Got any bright ideas, smart one? Not any smart ideas, for I don't know what I'm doing.
듣는 중이에요.
I'm listening. There are too many variables to consider in the fathom of the ego. I can't be hasty with my judgment.
고민할 것이 뭐가
No cause for hesitation. New hero succumbs to no hardships.
난
I don't think I want to
녹색으로
recover a
되어버린
flattened
상처는-
body.
아, 미안,
Oh, sorry,
단테.
Dante. I didn't mean it
당신
that
보고
way.
한 말이다.
I was having to say something back to her, but I figured now was the time to keep my mouth shut so I could focus on running. Completely black screen.
아직도
Still thinking, are you? Eh?
야,
Well, are you Miss Knows It All?
당장의
As to her
해결책을
immediate solution, then
물어본다면
yes, I've yet to come up with one.
확실한 건
One thing I can say for certain is that our objective is not nearby. Dante would have responded strongly otherwise. Me?
장난해?
You joking? That's all you've got?
지켜와.
Ethan furrowed his brow to snap at the unhelpful savant. This with sudden close shave with the massive palming of focuses energy on his legs rather than his mouth. Absolute cinema of... Gregor?
뭐야?
Oh, hey, what? Hold up.
알 것 같아.
I think I see now.
이것이
This world is a product of my mind. Gregor took a breather, then looked up at the sky.
우리들은
Shouldn't run away from that hand.
기어이 마트.
Oh, you got the crackers or what? I know what he means by that, but just the image of Gregor like buying crackers makes me think of the one who get out. Anyway, that makes me think of just like an image of Gregor buying Wonder Bread. You know the ones. You know the ones.
그레고르
Gregor, are you sure? My own free will never played much of a role in my life.
이건
It
역시
makes sense that resisting is
저
meaningless in this
자체가
reflection of my
무의미한 꼴
mind.
그렇다면
In that case, the thing that will happen might be the answer.
정신이냐?
Are you all serious? Not if there's any other way. We're all exhausted.
그리고 말이지.
Besides, look at that paint on its nails.
저런 무늬의
You'll see that kind of
매듭은
polish
하나도
just
없고
anywhere.
손바닥에
And belongs to, I
주인이 그
think it does, she will
사람이었다면
not stop chasing us.
파우스트 씨,
Faust, you said this is the path of my heart, right?
그렇다면
I'll show you
확실히
this for sure.
내
It's
마음의
about to hit a
힘은
dead end.
악몽도
The nightmare of the road never went straight from that woman's
그
control.
사람
What are we talking about? What does he mean by a nightmare? Unless I wanted to ask him. Might as well. But soon enough, the giant hand cast a shadow of a rest descending. Before it reached us, it stopped to hold us in its grasp. Everything went dark. Feel disorienting nausea being lifted into the sky. Must have suffered. Boston and I were the only ones standing straight. Sinclair. Notice that the battlefield had changed into somewhere familiar. And here we go. Traversing a narrow passage, a swarm of cockroaches crawled in the way. The wrestling visage was most revolting. Walk past them, or crush the cockroaches. Bear turned away from the carnage, discontent. Soon enough, a crowd of angry bug soldiers came charging for us. I really don't care, Gregor. Really don't care. Have end Claire. This is incredibly easy. I can't wait to... The bad guy will be fine. Yeah. Gregor has got a tendency to be okay in the end. He's a pretty cool, chill guy who can take a little bit more than you think he can. That's kind of his whole shtick, anyway. Recovering quickly. That's his whole shtick, what can I say? But... yeah. He'll be fine. I won't, if this keeps being so. Doesn't matter that 90% of the recent IDs are in continual complete ag glitch. I think it does matter, but it matters in like the other way. I think that makes it better, honestly. You know? That's just better. Also, we're out of the war zone. Why are we still here? Oh wait, this is a focus encounter? Hold on. It's a focus encounter. I know what I must do. Muller Ishmael. It's just easier this way. I could go get a cup of water, and by the time I get back, Seer's animation would still not be over. I genuinely think I could. Closest one. I misread slightly, I see. Ever so slightly. Nearby, probably, yeah. It's not nearby, I can tell you that much. But I still think I'd be able to. You know what? I'll be right back.
골치 아픈 것들이 고기 조각이 되었군요, 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다.
Alright, how close was I? How close was I? How many seconds? Anyone count? Because I'm expecting me to be pretty dang close. It probably wasn't close at all, but you know. I had to try it. I'm idle for like 20-ish extra seconds. Considering I was gone for 40 seconds, yeah, that's certainly an attack animation of all time that they were doing. Alright. I don't know if this is the apple or not, but either way,
점수 준비 끝.
I'm just going to see if I can solo it with Molar Ishmael, because...
텐테.
Dante, something about this containment unit seems different from the others, does it not? Yeah, it really does. Wait, is this? Yes, that is most likely where we can find the abnormality in which the golden bow has taken root. We did manage to come this far, huh?
그레고르 씨,
Say, Gregor,
버스로
go back to the
돌아가면
bus. Can I teach Karen how to use a map? Yeah, sounds good. I'm sure she'll like it.
카론이 좋아할 거야.
It's all the sadder when you know some facts about Gregor's book. Even if you don't know all of it, I've heard that Gregor has a sister in some capacity, at least in his book. Or like some sort of other family member other than Herman. And... yeah...
그럴 리가.
I doubt that. Sinclair shook his head, then dry retched forward. Afterward.
돌아갈
It's
곳이
nice to have a
있다는
place to
건
go.
좋은 거네요.
Project Moon, you can't do this. You can't do this to me. First, you make it so that all of our agents have a terrible future, even if they did somehow manage to escape their facility. Next, you have, it's nice to have a place to go back to. Like, just speaking real quick, right? First, Project Moon does us so dirty by saying that being a feather of a fallen wing means that there are so many bad stigmas tacked to you. So that means if any of our agents lived, they're probably scraping at the bottom of the barrel. Like Yuri, in fact. Right? And yeah, Gregor has a little sister that managed to be in here too, but unknown situation. Unknown situation. I imagine that Gregor has some sort of overlap, at least, between the two. Possibly wanting to be a better brother and kind of playing into that here subconsciously, but either or, just... First they make the Remnant's life hell, and then they do this to Yuri, and it's just like... Project Moon does not want Lobotomy Corporation agents to be happy. And considering everything, you know that at least it's like required to have an OC that's a LobCorp employee at this point. Also, that animation goes shockingly hard.
위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지.
Maybe a feather from a fallen wing would be rough to deal with. Precisely, right?
오작 터뜨려주지.
It would be absolute hell to handle all of the... Like, how would you even handle it,
얼얼하지.
actually?
정신 못 차릴 거야.
간다.
오작 터뜨려주지.
Because you don't get work, you don't get food, you don't get rights, you're effectively treated as waste by the roadside. Apple's body broken and raging fruit still grow. Could the golden bow really be in there?
잘 분별해서 잘라냈길 기대하겠습니다.
I don't want to do it, man. But yeah. Considering what we've seen of G-Corp and LobCorp's old employees, like, minor spoilers, but we do see another discharged veterans but 1,000 times worse, yeah. We do see another L-Corp employee later in the story, but they were a researcher who could have gotten into any wing. At least probably. So, at that point, right, they were already in a good position, and while the stigma of being from a fallen wing hurt them, it didn't necessarily make or break them. A lot of L-Corp employees were just random people, like, off the back streets, because I'm pretty sure they took, like, Yeah, they absolutely took employees with trauma. We just relearned that. So it's mostly Backstreet citizens, and yeah. So that's just so terribly sad, right? It's so terribly sad. Especially if we got attached to an agent. It's just either they're in the library, which that best situation is probably just for our agents being an assistant librarian and having to sort infinite books, or they're living this life. And by this life, I'll go check it out, Yuri said to the others. Senator with a bug's arm seems nervous about this. Does he want to go with her, perhaps? Fruit's cracked shell suddenly began to rattle as if it would jump at any moment. Ishmael managed to escape, but it seemed Yori couldn't. The fruit's flesh melted to form a new body. Don't feel too guilty about it. One lost life is better than two. They just say that. But the audacity of Project Moon. They gave Aya a whole sprite. Her chest was punctured. This, they just say, oh, don't worry about it. You saved one life. Saved one life. The sheer audacity in that. And it's just like, even Dante is just taken aback to how casually that just occurred. Captain Mallet devoured Yuri in one bite. Gone without a trace. Save the other sinners, but there's nothing I can do about Yuri. Oh my, you know what would be fucked up? What if Gregor lost his sister in front of his eyes in the past? And now he just lost his sister figure in front of his eyes again? That'd be fucked up. So I'm not expecting anything else at this point. I feel like Herman would have absolutely just fucked up Gregor's sister in front of his eyes and then possibly even mutated Gregor's sister in front of his eyes. And you wanna know what just happened? You wanna know what just happened? I wouldn't put it past Project Moon. In fact, I think that's predictable and they would do something worse. But, you know. Not a word, Hager hacked and slashed away at the abnormality. We expected to find Yuri unscathed by slinging the apple open. You're putting on quite the show for me, Dante, Hercules says. Yeah, quite the show. It's too bad that they roll a maximum of, like, what, 12? I roll a minimum of 12. More Ishmael, everyone. It's uptight 2, by the way. This is not uptight 3 Ishmael. I also have no clue what happened to his sister, my knowledge, since seen a few that speculate that Pablo has a connection to her, though, which maybe Pablo is his sister, though. What if? That would be fucked. Like, we have no clue, right? We have no clue what Pablo is, we have no clue about Gregor. There are so many fucked up things that Project Moon could do, and I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest, you know? Like, they could say that Pablo is his sister, and I would bat an eye. Yeah. We can theorize all we want, but we have no clue. That's just the story in a nutshell, huh? Anyway, snag harpoon for the fans. We know that bastard is alive, Ishmael. Just skewer him. And then bonk him.
인간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 단 적합한 조치였습니다.
This is an incredible turn. The thing we have no clue on is June 985. True. Anyway, that was a really great fight. I say sarcastically. Massive maggots fell apart in a hail of silent screams. Beyond that, I see a wave of radiant golden light. At the golden bow, I begin to approach it. The apple begins to tremble. Excuse me, are you the people from Limbus Company? Yep, that's us. Yuri, you're okay? I clearly seen it devour her. I couldn't stop myself from asking. Go back to the bus. Can I learn how to... I saw a glimpse of the pink locks of hair that Roger took a liking to. What do you mean pink, by the way? Like, that doesn't seem very... Mostly red. Also, it's... They made that moving sprite, and then we never see it again, I don't think. Yuri's head stood motionless, facing Gregor. Her face was upright. However, the area we knew and accompanied was always hunched over. Still slashed at times, those were her sole surviving obligation to carry out the will of her late colleagues. Given that, I can warn him with confidence. That's not Yuri. It's just a head. What do you mean?
그래.
Huh? Yeah, I think you're right. It's just a head. Gregor accepts it calmly. Then stretches his arm and sends it flying towards Yuri. Yet, it soon stops traveling. I didn't want to die. Not even the war veteran is unable to take this lying down. Put her down, Gregor. You know, in the heat of the moment, you kind of don't think about this. But what the fuck, Dante? What the fuck? Portraits of word sound? Yeah, precisely. I don't know if this is the right thing to do as the manager. It's not. None of us wanted to die. I had to shout at Gregor now to stop him from being ruined. Got it now. Dante, you're triggering his PTSD. Calm down. You know, at first I thought this scream was because he's cutting down Yuri. But now that I'm replaying this, which yes, I am replaying this, it has a whole new connotation. It has a whole new connotation. I don't want to die. This is... That verminous arm stopped right before reaching the civilian's throat. Pulled against it with all my might, but it wouldn't budge. Please spare me. I'll give you all my money. Go and go, otherwise I'll stop you by force. My arm. Cut off the arm, now. Final warning, release her now or... Just do it. The dismembered arm falls to the ground. She slides to the wall, gasping. Down the wall, gasping. Peace doesn't last long. The arm's just regenerating from switching stuff. Alright, sir? Stay away from me. Don't come any closer. Her own arm rushes forward as we remember the pain it suffered mere moments ago. Most respect from Manager Gregor, sir. Yeah, it's the man having a panic attack as he has a PTSD episode. Yeah! Really shouldn't. I didn't fight in the war because I wanted to. What's I supposed to do? Is it so wrong that I survived? Live on, please. It's not like we got ourselves in this mess voluntarily. Come to this end, only just to be stopped just before your labor bears fruit. How regrettable. We'll take it. Opportunities left unclaimed will only become null and void. Larry's head fell to the ground. What Gregor's doing? Gary's mouth open and let something... It's so fucked that the golden bow was just shoved inside Yuri's head. Speaking of the bow, were you?
당신
And hello.
생각보단 좀
Bit small,
작다.
isn't it?
난 헤르만이라고
I'm Herman. We'll be seeing each other often.
앞으로
The reason
자주
being,
보게 될 우리는
we need
가지가
those bows,
필요하고
and you are capable of finding them.
너희는
We won't die, but we
죽지
will kill
않지만.
you. Herman nudges Yuri's head with her foot.
물론
Won't be now, though.
지금은 황금
Take good
가지는
care of the golden
우리
bows
쪽에서
golden bow you
안전하게
found.
수거해둘게.
구보.
Kubo, my dear compatriot, this is the path you chose?
맞아.
Indeed it is, only a few remain now. Been a while, brother.
네 옷에
How
더러운
filthy your
냄새가
clothing
나는 걸
smells?
알고 있어?
Only your family are here to see your
지금 꼴의
state.
가족들
아주 만나는
Some unit this has
광장이로군.
turned into.
내가 준
You're cheating your
선물은
present, my
잘
son.
간직고자
Didn't invest in
이런
you just to see you in such a
꼬락서니가
mess.
바란 적
Never
없어.
asked for this, not once.
한 번도.
그래도
At least finish
포장지는
unwrapping what I gave you.
고작 그
And a little
능력이
arm isn't all there is to it.
내가 준 전부가 아니거든.
Potential man. Potential man. I'm just looking back on this. Actually, going through it instead of being blinded by, oh, it's Limbus Company. That arm isn't all there is. We don't think about this line. We don't think about this line. But finish unwrapping it. That little arm isn't all there is to it. Ooh, Herman hinting at stuff? No, never. Yeah, just... Of course he has untapped potential. He's using one arm. Well, he has more. Echo event gives whole new meaning to that line. Precisely. That's what I'm saying.
자,
Alright, now,
이것은
that's enough
여기까지.
greetings. And who introduced himself as Jia Huan. I'm not sure if I pronounced that. Clapped twice. Then everything went dark, like waking from a long nightmare. Eerie, early dawn greets you. After some time had passed,
쉬운 임무라고
thought this would be an
생각했는데
easy enough mission for you.
눈앞에서
For allowing the
황금
golden bow to be
빼앗기고
taken before your very eyes, you had the gall to walk in with your faces up.
나의 과대
Have I overestimated you?
파우스터
Give me an
씨
excuse, Miss Faust.
불멸만이
Turns out
해답은
immortality wasn't the
아니거든요.
solution to everything.
당신은 할
Can you
말이
save yourself, Dante?
없으니까
Another group going after the golden bow. I'd have known this. Why didn't you warn me?
황금
I
가지를
knew how the other
잃어버렸던
about the other facts in the
다른
soft golden
세력에
bow. I can't even say Faust right now. Faust placidly relayed my words to Vergilius.
설마
Don't tell me. You're holding me
내게 책임을 묻는
responsible.
겁니까? 대묻죠
Tell me
단테.
Dante from Devil May Cry.
아무런
Will we
위협
bother
세력이
sending
없는
12 bullet
곳에
combatants to a
12분이나
place with
되는
no
자기
threats?
해결사까지
Hiring
추가로
fixers to guide them
고용해가면서
too. That's
그랬어 관리자
enough
양반.
of that, Manager Bud.
그건 내 탓이야.
My fault. You want someone to blame? I'm right here.
걸작이고
How fascinating.
만난 지 얼마나
What sense of camaraderie
됐다고
between you
벌써부터
already?
뭐
Well, I just
피자
suppose it's
한
not too
배에
bad to cover up for
낀
each other
자들끼리
since we're all the same
감싸주는 게
boss.
시부를
We're not singing up
감싸주는
for one
게
another to make up for the
운명을
confidence.
연락이 왔습니다.
Got a call. After Team Spec Ops Section 4 has just gone
특별작전
underground for their job.
그래
Now it's just
그래야겠지.
about... That sounds about right. It's not just salvage the ego and abnormalities left there.
회수 정작
No shame that
중요한
the essence
점수는
was lost,
이뤘지만
though.
뒤끝이 길군.
Getting excessive.
전장에서 실패는
Failures
의뢰
are
있는
common thing on the
법이다.
battlefield. The objective wasn't met. You developed another plan and
다시
redeploy.
첫 작전에서
Sure,
너무
wasn't
많은 걸
your
바라는 게
expectations that were
아닌가?
too high for a first mission? I didn't know that our advanced
첫
reports
지휘라고는
nothing
믿을
short
수
of
없는 성과를
outstanding.
보여.
이쯤 해두지.
Let's leave it at that. You're not entirely wrong.
그렇죠.
Certainly. I mean, gaining attention between Vergilius and Faust, and Otis is just Otis. Right now, I had neither the energy nor the willpower left in me to get inquisitive. Us reeked with blood with all the stains and gore on our outfits. None of us tried to open the windows. No one had the urge to have a change of clothes. Otis just sat in place, dwelling on silence. Had the most defeated look of them all, staring out the window. At least the ice gets a prize despite us failing. Oh, LCE, not ice. My bad. LCE in L and capital I really. But yeah, the LCE gets a prize. Then he suddenly went to hang something from his pocket near the windshield of the bus. Bug guy, did you put on Mephi's head? Mento. It belonged to the two. Had a sister just about Yuri's age.
그냥
That's all there is. They're giving him a pep talk, but that quickly dissipated. Ishmael wore a grieving look, Senator Claire was quietly weeping, and Rhoda let out a distressed sigh. Couldn't offer him any encouragement. What good would I do? Also, Raja not trying is telling. She usually can't read the room at all.
카론,
Well, she can, but like, she usually just tries anyway. Oh, will this get in your way? No, Karen will be fine. Alright, let's hit the road.
부릉부릉.
Vroom vroom. The bus slowly grumbled forward. That gas mask hanging by the windshield waved like an ornament. And now, absolute peak, I'm gonna go quiet.
그림자를 줬던 나날들 남은 건 허망한 기억 불길이 나를 태운 것처럼 내 손엔 잿빛 먼지뿐 쉼없이 달려왔던 나를 죄어오던 시간들 이조차 그리워질까 모든 날 언젠가는 돌이켜볼 기억 속에 미소 질 수 있기를 내게 남은 알 수 없는 시간과 이제는 나가야 할 때 자신을 태워 사라져가는 촛불과 닮아 있구나 충고를 새도 없이 떠밀려 던져진 날 속에 내 길을 갈 수 있기를 어느 날 언젠가는 돌이켜볼 기억 속에 미소 질 수 있도록 멀리 멀리 날아가고 싶어 밤하늘의 새처럼 별에 닿을 수 있게 이 밤 또다시 찾아오겠지만 괜찮아 다 사라지네 괜찮아
Anyway, just staring. It kind of does look like Versailles looking at us, but yes, he is just staring out. That's coincidence. We love some good Gwen Shana, though. I don't think this game has been going for 2 years now, huh? Stop. I'm going to feel old. I was here for launch, even though I kind of restarted my account from 0 for this. But, you know, don't make me feel old. Also, is the only way to go forward from here to skip? Because I forgot. I think I just have to press the skip button. Wait. Oh, there we go. That's so funny. It's one of the...
이 정도면 보수도 짭짤하겠는데? 다들 땅고기 외식이나 할까요?
Well, base enemies have been uptied, and base eco has been threat spun. I think this deserves a bit of celebration. First of all, 2 of those. Second of all, drive Throw a launch day issue and still here part of the game now. Nothing else from Project Moon, honestly. Glorious Project Moon. Anyway, I do have, like, 8 extraction tickets from the login event that I have absolutely no reason not to use. 10 pull? I would, but I kind of do want to save some lunacy. Not have peak without the scuff, of course. I think the scuff is part of the peak, though. That's the thing. Anyway, 8 random pulls. Go. Right? Base Hong Lu. Ah! Oh my god, Dawn jump scare. Dawn jump scare. Jeez. It is part of PM's charm to have scuff. I mean, I swear you could have an entire moment in which, like, the game decides to crash mid-cutscene, and I think the community would go absolutely nuts in a good way, and they would all be chanting either 300 lunacy, or they would be chanting Glory to Project Moon, and I think that's just perfect. There's the song. Another E song. Another Ishmael. And last ball. That's just Ryosho. You get 2-star. What, you want me to do a 10 pull? You want me to do a 10 pull? Don't try Limbus during year 1, got a bug and I get the Apple Client Spirit Skill Slash just filled that world of the screen. Honestly, that should be a popular, like, I'm sure that had every right to circulate around during the time, and honestly, I'd love to see it for myself. Anyway, we have a bunch of shards here. How much? Probably not enough to up-tie anything, but, you know, gotta need any amount. Actually,
다들 뭐가 그렇게 바...
oh, right, first of all. Single encapsulate module. Or box, rather. 5 level up tickets. We have 2 ego shard crates. We have 10 nominal ones. Put on your ship. Now, does this give me enough thread to actually do something? I'd hope so. I'd like to up-tie Muller Ishmael. 71. Not enough. I'll take it anyway. Is it absolutely insane that we need to clear 212 in order to do either of these? Alright. I think I will either end the stream or do a 10 pull. Either or. I'm nothing but a filthy content creator at the end of the day, so at the whims of chat, I shall do a 10 pull. Alright, that's 1 vote. Do a pull? Alright. I'm gonna pull for Fire Fist. Let's see if I get it. What the fuck? Okay, wow. Let's see what I get.
출근 중에는 되도록 건드리지 않았으면 하오만 무엇이오?
Oh, Warp Yi Song, apparently. I didn't expect that. Oh, was this the W Corp banner? Pardon me. Well, it was still a Yisong? True. Anyway, I need shards right now, so... Not shard, I need thread, so... There we go. All the thread. You know what this means? Uptide 3 more Ishmael.
스크랩 드라이버를 좀 더 개조해봤죠. 아무래도 역시 이걸로 그 큰 놈을 잡아봐야겠어요.
And the art that started so much controversy. Anyway. Yeah, I've already read those. So what? How far in the game do you get before restarting anyway? No idea why it just did that, but I beat the Earl King, if you know what that means. And then I restarted. I have not experienced a post-Canto 7 world just yet. And I'm slightly dreading that, but you know. Yeah, I got a Canto 6, and then I think I got to the Walpurgis knocked. And then I flunked at that so hard I had no qualms with restarting my entire account. I think that's how it went, basically. Not even pity could save me. Anyway, I will end the stream off today for now. Tomorrow we will get started on Canto 2, which sure is a Canto. But until then, I will see you all either on YouTube or tomorrow. Farewell, y'all, and thank you for coming by.